Sorry about that. iPad ran out of storage space, so we'll crack on. I love this colour, said Florida, pointing at the rocket. What do you call it? I call it blue, said Dr. Drax. I think most people do. But there's blue, and this is just a lovely shade. Perhaps we could call it rocket blue. Next question. The next question came from Samson 2. Could we call it ballistic blue? Ballistics is the science of rockets, and ballistic blue has a nice alliterative quality. Very nice, smiled Dr. Drax. Next question. Hassan said, that's a lot of paint. Did the supplier offer you a good discount for placing such a large order? Does anyone have a question that's not about paintwork? Said Dr. Drax. No one did. In that case, one of our engineers will show the children around the rocket while we grown-ups get down to the paperwork. Rather a lot of forms to fill in for this trip, I'm afraid. Surprisingly difficult to get insurance for flight into space, even though this one is extremely safe. Completely safe. Almost. You could see that Dr. Drax was disappointed, that she thought the children had somehow missed the point going on about the paint like that. But that's what kids do when the big things come up. We focus on the little things, like the kids sleeping in the rocket now. They're not dreaming about planet Earth. They're dreaming about their own little bedrooms. I had a different reaction to the rocket. I wasn't interested in the paint. I had one thought, one big, damp thought, namely, I'm not going to space. The children are going to have the thrill ride of the century, and we grown-ups are going to sit around and watch and maybe video them or something. Come along, children, smiled Dr. Drax as the kids all climbed up the escalator platform to the side of the rocket. I said, but can't we sound and see round the rocket too? I'm afraid not, Dr. Drax smiled. I want the children to get used to being together without their dads. After all, they won't have their dads in space. That's right, because I'm not going to space, but Florida Kirby is going to space. That's just exactly the wrong way round. It's supposed to be more fun being a grown-up. That's why I swapped for being a kid to being a dad. What's the point in forfeiting your childhood? Because all you have to do is start filling in forms. Next chapter, I'm the Space Daddy. When I realised I'd gone all the way to the Gobi Desert just to watch Florida go into space, I felt like I died. Not like in real life, but like died in a game. When you're running along nicely on level 40, having all sorts of level 40 adventures and bleep, you're dead with no spare lives and you have to go back to the beginning and go through all the boring bits all over again. While Florida and the other kids were looking around the real rocket, we dads had to sit down and fill in forms. Forms full of questions about our children. I can't believe how much parents are supposed to know about their kids, like dates of birth, for instance. In fact, I was alright with that one because I still had Florida's passports, but I just copied a birthday out of that. Oh dear, said Dr. Drax. Here's a daddy who doesn't know his own daughter's birthday. I know Samson 2's birthday, said Samson 1, and one day the whole world will know it too. It will be a national holiday in our country. I do sometimes forget Max, said Monsieur Man today, but he's too well brought up to say so. The birthday question turned out to be an easy one. There were questions about vaccinations, allergies, what childhood illnesses she had. I remember she'd been off school a bit in year 6, but I couldn't remember why. All the other dads were ticking off things and filling things in. I tried to see what Max's dad was writing so I could copy, but he caught me looking and put his hand over his form so I couldn't see. Childhood illness. I couldn't think of any childhood illness, except when Florida was talking about celebrities. She mentioned something chronic. I thought if I wrote chronic, it might, help remember the other word. That was it, chronic obesity. Dr. Drax was looking over my shoulder. She said, chronic obesity? Are you sure? Then luckily I remembered that means fat. No, not chronic obesity. I crossed off obesity and put arthritis. Looked quite convincing written down. Dr. Drax sniffed quite hard, then took the form off me and looked at it. I see under vaccinations you've ticked off yellow fever and malaria. I've ticked off quite a few to be on the safe side. Oh, and dengue fever. Has Florida travelled a lot? Yeah, I think so. Think so? I think she has, because she's been to Florida, hence the name, and we all went to Enchantment Land in Southport in year 6. When she was in year 6. Southport in England? Yeah, only you don't normally need vaccinations if you're travelling within England. No, not normally, no, but why take the risk? You can't be too careful. That's the Digby motto. After the paperwork, it got worse. We played golf. Golf! The other dads couldn't have been more excited if he'd given him invisibility cloaks. Golf, while Florida was looking around the rocket. Golf, while she was ready to be a taikonaut. Golf! Golf! If you think Monopoly's boring, you should try golf. If you're playing golf inside World of Warcraft, what skills would you need? Running skills? No. Sword skills? No. Cunning? No. Wisdom? You're joking. The objective of the game is to put a ball in a hole. Tidying up skills, that's what you need. Tidying up skills and a lot of time on your hands. A game. I suppose it feels like a game if you're actually one of the undead. We pootled around this golf course in 2 electric buggies and they all talked about averages and handicaps and told stories about when they put other little balls in different little holes. I taught Samson 2 to play golf some years ago, said Samson 1 as we lined up to take our first shot. Such a practical way to learn about the interaction of physical forces and so on. For instance, if I use a driver to tee off, a driver is one of those sticks for hitting the ball with, apparently. They've got different names like wedge and iron and stuff. Anyway, Samson 1 teed off with a driver and explained how the parabola of the ball and the flight was related to the swing of the driver as he hit the ball. I wasn't really listening. I just hit the ball as hard as I could. It flew down the grass. I shouted, "Yes!" The others just stared at me. And Monsieur Martinet said, "Why are you so happy?" "Well, if it hit loads further than him, I'm winning." Samson 1 laughed. "But you've hit it too hard. It's gone past the hole and into the rough." I had sort of assumed the point of this game was like hit the ball as hard as you could. I had known about the holes. "Extraordinary," said Monsieur Martinet, "that one could reach adulthood without knowing how golf is played." I said, "Yeah, but I bet you don't know how World of Warcraft is played. I bet you don't." Monsieur Martinet sort of squinted. "Golf is a game that teaches many of the qualities needed for success. For instance, decision-making and attention to detail. Computer games, on the contrary, are for idiots." "Or teenagers," said Eddie Xanadu. I realised I'd said the wrong thing. I tried to recover a bit of ground by saying, "Well, let's see if you do better then." But I'm not sure how dadly that sounded, to be honest. The others all got the ball on the flat bit of the grass round the hole. I had to get mine out of the long grass. Dr. Grax came and told me I needed to chip the ball with a niblick. I was quite excited with that suggestion. Thought a niblick might be some sort of slim pond-dwelling goblin, which is what it sounded like. Disappointingly, it's just another golf stick. It does work though. He knocked the ball straight up in the air and plopped down on the green bit. "Well done," said Dr. Drax. "There's no feeling on earth as satisfying as dropping the ball just so like that. Maybe not on Earth, but I bet there's some other feelings in space though." "Yes," she said, "you've certainly given your daughter a great opportunity." "Yeah, I've given Florida a great opportunity, and I've given myself a niblick." And we'll see how it goes tomorrow. Cheers.